Hey everybody, Rudham here for another episode of Stellaris. So we left off, we had a little bit of a friendly war going on. Not so friendly war, but basically we left off finishing off the Lazavada war and then committing to a war with our northern neighbors.
Incoming transmission.
And we've traded, ooh, someone wanted a commercial pact with me? And I turned that down by instinct? Well, that was dumb. I could go for that. So what I want to do is definitively win this war and push deeper into their territory and, you know, sort of end it, so to speak. So that is what I am working towards. Now, what I can do temporarily is make sure to add alloy foundries and housing to try to encourage that sort of militaristic growth. And that's what I just queued up just now. Because I find myself
upscaling complete.
Constantly in need of more alloys. So it'd be really, really nice if we got said alloys. And quicker. Patron of the arts? Yes, I will be a patron. If you look here, we push into their territory, then I have the need to repair my fleet, and we lose a ship or two, and then we just start it all over again. And it's like a broken record. One thing that might help is I might combine my two fleets, or not combine them per se, but have them follow one another for added power. Because it doesn't really seem like the Galactora are really coming north, because they just entered a war elsewhere. So maybe that combined fleet power will help me a lot. So right now, their fleet power is labeled as equivalent. And as such,
upscaling complete.
One of the things I could do is I can...
engaged.
Oh, they're attacking me.
Starbase under assault.
I was going to say I can wait at the border of the jump to allow for my my subsidiaries' fleets to be in position for an attack. Which is literally what I was doing, but then they jumped in on me. Another thing I could do is, where's my scientist? Research their ship technology. And that allows me to catch up to anything else that I have fallen behind on. This researcher says he's out of stuff to research or survey, but that's not true. So now I'm going to have both my fleets in the same place. Yes, I run a little bit of risk to my west, but I think it's good to get past their Majawa line and punch a good hole. Yeah, because here they are again. I'm going to go stand here and sort of wait. Force them to fight a cloud. Oh, here's a new contact. A lot of honor-bound people lately. Alright, now we're making... Oh, they made the jump first. Good. Our fleets, I think at this rate, are swarmy enough and powerful enough that we just outright destroy without taking much damage to our own fleets.
Competitive station engaged.
The extra fleet assistance is definitely useful there. Because it says I'm losing. It says that they're making more points... Which is dumb, because I have 23% war score because I blew up 16 of their ships, and they have 30% war score because they blew up 2 of mine.
Upscaling complete.
It says that they have a fleet incoming to Dorfield that's about 9k strong, so I'm going to break my second fleet off that was assisting and have them back up. Their fleets haven't really recuperated from being pummeled by me, so... We have a small window of time to sort of push harder, I guess. We're also making a bit more alloys, which is nice. So I can start rolling additional destroyers off the line so that we have reinforcements just sort of waiting or following nearby.
Station under assault.
Another thing I might want to do is to... upgrade some of the space stations. Alright, I'm going to go straight for the jugular here. Maybe I'll jump towards their
Upscaling
capital.
complete.
That would be one way to really
Combat detritus reprocessed.
cripple
for a
them.
cleaner galaxy.
I always feel like the music in this game, I like it, but it's no Zimmer. It wears on me a little bit.
Research actualized.
All right, and the last tradition in domination, Privy Council, ruler cap increased, and then I can get another ascension perk. So I could get universal transactions, which makes commercial packs not maintain influence and lowers the cost of a branch office. That wouldn't be bad if I'm planning on a branch officing everything. So I might go ahead and do that. Flesh is weak if I wanted to turn into cyborgs. But what I might do is I might actually sit on it and not spend it, at least for now. Let's see if I can't... I'm going to purchase alloys partially just so that my rivals can't. I drive up the cost to make it prohibitive for them to purchase anything. Which is a weird way to wage a war, but that's an economic war in a way, I guess. Then I do have some backup fleets. Ooh, precursor discovery. That will be really, really nice. That's Saddlebari, no less. And I think this is the last precursor I need. Yeah, it's the last one I need, so that's really good, really important. Let's call these guys the Pirate Hunters. Just so I don't forget. Alright, so they have a little bit of a fleet waiting at their home system here.
Upscaling complete.
Nothing I don't think I can't handle. But the nearest repair... So I think I'm going to go to Dabe, or whatever, first. And then take over their starport and then repair off that starport. And that caused their fleet to sort of spur into action. Alright, yep, their fleet is on the offensive now as a result. They're proposing peace, and I'm just going to go ahead and decline. They think they're winning, but they're not. Let's see if my army actually can outright invade. It's strong enough to just invade Nafam, or Nafavum, without having to
attempting to acquire planetary
barrage
market.
or anything.
Planetary market secured.
And we captured that planet. And this is going to start to change the tide of the war.
Special project actualized.
So we got the Erassian. I located their homeworld. And where is it? It is right off of whatever name that is. Where is my construction ship? Aurelian? Okay. Let's grab that homeworld. That homeworld will be of great benefit. Alright, so I'm squishing their fleet, and then I'm going to go repair, and then I'm going to take their homeworld, so they don't think they're winning this war. That'll be important. So there goes the fleet. Now I'm going to repair at Dabe, and take their homeworld. What do you have offering me? A caravan cruiser? No, I'm good. I have enough ships. Alright, my fleet is... You want... if I had more rare crystals, I would take that. I don't have any rare crystals, so I can't really afford that. Do I want minerals or influence? I'll take influence. Almost every time, that's the choice I'll make.
Upscaling complete.
Research grants. Should have had that going. So we have a lot of little ships. Ooh, who died? My general died. We have a lot of little ships following my main fleet around. I don't really care who the leader is. To be reinforcements and the like. Alright, so status quo gives me stuff I'm not interested in. So I really need to do a lot of war score quickly. That's what I'm going to work towards. I'm going to start going on the warpath with... Yeah, see, now we've hit war exhaustion. So in 2 years, I'm going to be forced to commit to peace. So this is where pummeling them into a puree would benefit me. So I'm going to start invading their stuff as fast as I can. Okay, so as you can see, the I'm starting to occupy some stuff. Occupy some systems. They'll help with the war score. I also, once this scientist is done, have a lot of research of their busted up ships and whatnot to benefit from. I also just researched cruisers, which, in addition to allowing the construction of cruisers, increases my ship capacity, my max ship capacity by 10, so now I can have up to 40, which allows all of those support reinforcement ships to merge into my main fleet, which is great. So my main fleet's bigger and has a one admiral controlling all of it. Wow, they really do not... Their systems did not prioritize armies at all. Their armies are pathetic. Now, realizing that I'm in a bit of a race, and the likelihood of me getting a really high acceptance here is pretty low, I'm just gonna rush this, so to speak, as fast as I can.
Competitors detected.
Alright, so my army just invaded their planet. Actually, my subsidiary's army did, which is kind of funny. So, embark. And we'll start jumping to this system.
Upscaling complete.
Now, RAS is going to have a lot of exotic gases, which is great. That will be muy profitable.
War declared.
Alright, so I finished the Erassian homeworld survey. It gave me a lot of tradition, which allows me to adopt maybe supremacy, maybe harmony. I'm going to go supremacy. That seems to be the route I'm naturally gravitating towards just anyway. So let's go ahead and invade NAF, whatever it's called. I don't even care. I'm just going to take it from them. They sent a fleet against me. We aren't neck and neck as much as I'd like to think we are. Bummer. I wasn't paying attention down there. They were offering me more or less white peace
Incoming transmission.
offers. They're trying to say that they'll go to peace with me, but I get to keep what I've captured, and I'm really not interested in that. I really want them to be a subsidiary and not a territory. I have very, very little interest for them to become a territory for me to own their territories. I would probably just turn that into a vassal. I'd vassalize their territories. So at this rate, the fact that they have
Research actualized.
the fact that they have allies is somewhat propping them up
Attempting to
artificially.
acquire planetary
Because obviously
market.
I've just about captured everything they own. Ministry of Culture, yes. I will be a man of culture. Looks like we need some culture here. Let's do a Ministry of Culture here then. That sounds good. While I'm here, fix the homelessness. Where else? Here's going to be homelessness.
Planetary
here.
market secured.
Our population's growing quick. Okay, we have some additional research to do. Research station output, maybe some habitability. That might make people happier.
Competitors detected.
And they have a micro fleet that's gonna probably lose. Let's make sure that our transportation, our army, is following our navy. That's important. Alright, so we had a scientist at a RAS. Let's have that scientist.
Foreign market leaders request contact.
Okay, so I was forced into a piece. It's not a piece I want or like. So, as you could see, they kept some of their territory. I kept most. So I do have some subsidiaries, but they also exist. They exist, and I won't be able to declare war on them for about 10 more years. So, you know, it's an okay solution. I didn't fully dominate them, but I mostly dominated them, I guess. But I'm very excited about having a RAS. I can clean up the rest of the Magawal people
Upscaling complete.
without too much effort. Alright, let's build like this. That's a lot of resources. A lot of exotic gases coming my way. A scientist died, and a scientist is recruited. I will extend my deal with you scientists.
War declared.
There's a lot of wars going on. Are you still at war? You are... No. You are not at war currently. Horror in the void. Okay,
Science
so
ship facing unfair
that
competition.
science ship is dead. We found the dimensional horror, which is a Leviathan. And it squished me. It squished me real good. Alright, one thing I'm going to do is manage my fleet and just disband my corvettes. I don't have interest to have them anymore. And then let's redesign our destroyers, the Nitrex destroyers, to match the best possible stuff we can put on them, which they are currently, I guess. So then let's upgrade our Nitrex destroyers. And then we can add some cruisers to that mix. So let's go ahead and design us some cruisers as well. So let's say we will have a large laser for armor, a large railgun for shields, and then some plasma. I'm just sort of mixing it up. I usually don't, believe it or not. I usually kind of have... I mix it a little bit, but I'm mixing it more than I normally would. We'll do double afterburners for the extra evasion. It's not much invasion, and they'll be called Nipplars. Well, okay, that's erotic a little bit. And we'll crank a few of them out. We have some unemployment now. Ministry of Cultures. I want to get one of those everywhere. We unlocked that from the artists that we are patrons of, and I'm definitely ready to benefit from their, from them, I guess. As you can see, my minerals are being chewed up right now as well. That's mostly because of all the alloy foundries we have going. They chew up a lot of minerals. Okay. I just chose to go with consumer goods because I have a deficit of consumer goods. And the only way to make, well, not the only way to make, but the main way to make additional consumer goods is to use minerals to do it. So the caravan ship I found, I'll just salvage in that way. So this scientist here is reverse engineering these ships that we blew up.
Detritus analyzed.
We have done some disruptor stuff. We've done a pretty good job of bringing most of our neighbors to heal, which is good. I'm going to research war exhaustion gain, minus 10%. That allows us to stay in war a little bit longer, because our last war ended prematurely. And then I'm also going to disable, or even I'll replace. I'm going to replace this alloy with a civilian industries so that we start making consumer goods rather than stay in the hole. Because ideally, I don't want to be indebted.
Upscaling complete.
Our construction ship is now done with a RAS, and that means that we are yielding a lot of exotic gases. So if I have unemployment like I do here, I'm about to make the Ministry of Culture, but I could obviously upgrade my research lab because the exotic gases that are required to run a research lab are really not a problem anymore.
Upscaling complete. Detritus analyzed.
And additionally, you can see that my planets that just got these Ministries of Culture are making a whole lot more
Research actualized.
unity, which unlocks traditions, which is pretty cool. Advanced research complexes, nexus, energy nexus. Just trying to weigh everything. I think it's, let's look. I'm going to do recycling campaign to try to use some fewer consumer goods, and then also reenact the production targets. I'm not going to worry about capacity overload, which gives me extra monthly energy credits, but I do want the extra minerals. This looks like we don't have... Yeah, we don't have a lot of clerks. I'm looking at the amenities that is kind of low here, which means the stability is a little low.
Ships
I could definitely work to add stability everywhere.
Research actualized.
Alright, so this fleet here got the cruisers here that were meant for my other fleet. This fleet here, I'm gonna melt down a little bit to the size they were meant to be. And then we have a 4.4K fleet, which isn't too shabby. I'm gonna go pick fights with ancient mining drones, mostly out of boredom. And Hangar Bay. That is a very good research to have. Checking up on my piracy. I actually do have some piracy. Potential piracy. I don't think they're currently pirating anything. And that's because my fleets travel through there. But researching that research there will allow me to avoid piracy. And I'll change the buildings that I have here around to suppress that piracy a little
Combat
better.
detritus reprocessed for a cleaner galaxy.
So our scientist is having a real good job, real fun time getting all of that special project stuff out of the way. I'm going to do a quick inventory of my leaders. So I have a scientist that, let's see, governors, I'm good on. All my science ships are currently manned. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Detritus analyzed.
All right, now my scientist needs something to do. So I'm going to get ready to research and survey the ancient mining drone area. Because I plan on taking a fight to those mining drones. My my admiral here is
Research actualized.
pretty well established, but I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so here's a really important research, which is the additional civic slot,
Upscaling complete.
which is great, and then the system capital complex, which is the capital building increased size.
Upscaling complete.
That one's going to be very handy. I have a lot of resource issues at the moment. I'm very aware. Be nice if I had nanites for the nanite transmuter, but I don't. Alright, so my really good researcher died. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the curator to lend me one of theirs. So let's donate. And then I'm also going to ask the curator what they know about L-gates and pay a lot of money for that to push my L-gate research ahead. So if we check here, I have 1 out of 7 now, rather than the 0 out of the 7 I had previous. Oh, it also reminds me, this researcher here can enter their territory because we've gone to peace.
Upscaling complete.
He might get kicked out. I have, I think, 6 more years, though, until I'm kicked out.
Research actualized.
Okay, so we got the energy nexus. Wormhole travel could be cool. We could see what's behind this wormhole if we capture that as a part of our territory. Disruptors aren't terrible. They're not my favorite thing. Maybe I'll just go research alternatives +1. What that is it gives you more options. So
Research
right now I'm
actualized.
getting 4, and I'll get more. I'll get 5. I'm gonna go with robot modding. Actually, no, I'm not. I take that back. I'm gonna go with civilian replica complex. No, I'll go with the improved destroyer hulls. I have a lot of destroyers in my navy, and I could stand to improve them a little bit. All right. Looks to me like I'm not the first one here. Someone else blew up this fleet and claimed the spoils. I can check down here as well, but it was only a matter of time until someone blew up those mining drones. Now, looking at my current resources, I definitely could stand to build some additional mineral and food gathering. So that's what I'm working on now. Now, one thing I failed to show before is if you specialize a world, like how Sabtrock has all farms, it's now an agro world, which means it has increased farmer output, which is great. It's very, very cool that you can specialize worlds in that way. I'm going to use some of the bonus food that I have to increase pop growth. I additionally could, let's see, potentially, let's see who trusts me. You are a subsidiary. These guys might want a commercial pact. Yeah, we're pretty close to being able to get a commercial pact with them. So what I'm going to do is offer them a little bit of an olive branch. They really don't care about energy credits. Exotic gases. Yeah, I can offer them a fourth of my exotic gases, and they'll accept it. And that sort of smooths that over. Let's see, a little bit more. I have a lot of energy credits, so I'll offer that as a gift. And now we can do a commercial pact with the Galactic Sathori Combine. I don't even know where they are. Oh, there they are. They're near the core. Great. And that means we can open up a branch office here. That increases our income. And then it also opens up a building for us to utilize if we wanted to get, let's say, virtual entertainment studios. I'm going to buy a little bit of minerals and build one of those. So that boosts our consumer goods. So if we look at the other one we have is the same thing. Virtual entertainment studios, and we are sort of, our branch offices tend to be entertainment studios, I guess. Which really does mean that I probably should start manufacturing that stuff for myself. Alright, beating up some robots. Mostly out of boredom.
Research actualized.
Alright, so now, as you can see, we have more options for research. Research Institute would be very, very cool. Black Hole Observatory would also be pretty awesome. I'm going to do the Institute.
Upscaling complete.
And we have defeated that enemy. Swell. There's a lot of Gaia worlds around here, but they're all claimed. They're all sort of holy worlds of the fallen empire here. So if you try to inhabit them, you get your butt kicked. So I'm not going to do that. That sounds like a bad time. The scientist was supposed to go in there, but obviously we can't because they closed their borders now. I guess what it is, if I remember correctly, you can redeclare war after 10 years, and the borders close after 5. I think that's the way it works. That's the way it's set up. Now, on some of these worlds that have alloy foundries, I'm going to replace these with civilian industries if I could afford that. Let's afford that. I don't like to be in the hole that much in consumer goods. So we'll fix that. That also means that our alloys income is going to go down a bit, but I can afford that. Ship build cost, ship build speed, command limit, star-based damage upgrade cost. Star-based damage upgrade cost would not be so bad. I have a lot of very low-level star bases. Let's check up on piracy. Piracy is currently in check. Now, one of the biggest things I could do to keep piracy in check is if you look at the difference between like a missile battery, which is a protection range of 1, trade protection 5, and a hangar, which is trade protection 10. A hangar provides double the trade protection. So instead of 36, it will go up by an additional 5 to up to 41 trade protection. 41 plus 2 is 43, so I'll be covered for up to 43 piracy, and currently it's at 35. Oh, governor. Oh, that was a governor that didn't even have a post who died. Okay. So I just wanted to point out the way that works.
Upscaling complete.
Okay, so Dorfel just added a whole bunch of jobs. What I'm going to do here is buy some consumer goods and increase the luxury goods here so it becomes attractive for immigrants to move there. Dorfil is a larger world that can provide way more populace than my other worlds. So if I could draw people there, that would be ideal. One thing I just realized, time flies crazy fast. So I am, alas, out of time. If you have any questions for me, drop me a line. If you like this series so far, let me know why. If you have ideas for future Stellaris series, I am all ears, and I do hope you tune in next time. I hope you have learned something, or at least have been entertained, and adios.